Hi, sweetie. I was just going through our old photo albums, and it brought back so many memories.
Oh, I love looking at those old pictures. What did you find, Mom?
Well, I found a photo from our trip to the Grand Canyon. Do you remember that amazing hike we went on?
Oh, I definitely do. We had hiked for hours before we finally reached the bottom. It was such a breathtaking view.
Yes, and by the time we got down there, we had already explored several caves. You were so fearless climbing around.
Yes, I remember that. I was so young, but I recall how excited I was. What was the most memorable part for you?
The most memorable part for me was when we arrived at the Grand Canyon. We had been driving for hours, and when we finally got there, the sun had already set. It was dark when we arrived, and we had to set up our campsite. I was worried that you wouldn't get to see the canyon that night.
Oh, I remember that now. But then you woke me up early the next morning, right? And I saw the sunrise over the Grand Canyon.
Yes, I had set my alarm, and we got up before sunrise. When the sun began to rise, we stood there together, and you were really amazed by the colors and how big the canyon was.
Mom, that was such a special memory. I'm so glad you woke me up to see that sunrise. It's one of my favorite memories from our trips.
It's one of my favorites too, dear. Those moments were truly priceless, and I can't believe how much you've grown since then.
Time really flies, doesn't it? But it's these moments we shared that make our past so wonderful. And I'm grateful for all those experiences you gave me.
I'm grateful for them too, my love. Our past adventures have created beautiful memories, and I look forward to creating many more in the future.
I love you, Mom. Thanks for sharing all those amazing stories.
I love you too, sweetheart, and thank you for making those stories with me.
You know, sis, this camping trip reminds me of the time we went camping in the same forest a few years ago.
Oh yeah, I remember that. We had already set up our tent near the same river, and the stars at night were so beautiful.
It had been a perfect spot for camping. We had already roasted marshmallows and had told ghost stories by the fire.
I recall how we had planned the whole trip for weeks. We had already packed our bags with all our camping gear.
And we had cooked our meals over the campfire. We had already hiked the trails. And I remember how we'd gone fishing by the lake, and had even caught a couple of fish.
Yes, and we had cleaned and cooked those fishes for dinner. We had never done that before, but it turned out delicious.
We were quite the outdoor enthusiasts back then. We had spent the days exploring the woods and watching the wildlife.
And the best part was when we had already found that hidden waterfall deep in the forest. It was so stunning, and we had taken a lot of photos.
That was one of the best camping trips we ever had. We had created some fantastic memories during that time.
I'm so glad we had those experiences. This forest holds a special place in our hearts, doesn't it?
Absolutely, sis. The past trips and the memories we created together have made this place even more special, and I can't wait to make more memories with you on this trip.
I feel the same way, big brother. Thanks for being such an amazing adventure buddy.
You're the best, little sister. Here's to more camping adventures in the future.